and strong. Talking Tigers all morning long. Saints exceed headlines on the screen. Breaking it down with a little caffeine. Grab your mug, come on in. Let's wake this day and let it begin. It's Morning Scone. Everybody on. Coffee's hot and the news is strong. Purple, gold, black and gold. Stories waiting to be told from Baton Rouge to New Orleans. Talking sports and everything between. Wake up, smile, let's get it on. Start your day with Morning Scone. It's Morning Scone. Everybody on. Coffee's hot and the news is strong. Purple, gold, black and gold. Stories waiting to be told from Baton Rouge to New Orleans. Talking sports and everything between. Wake up, smile, let's get it on. Start your day with Morning Scone. Where the coffee's hot, the takes are hotter.
Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Tuesday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction and Roofing. Brock, Rock, and Wine this Saturday. Get your tickets, brortho.com. Remember, if you need a roof, call Parish Construction and Roofing, parishbuilt.com. Unique physique, unique aesthetics, and wellness, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. Boat, Koch Brothers Premium Cigars. Code MAT15, 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 15% off your order. And FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake Championship Health Partner of LSU Athletics. Good morning, everybody. Remember, our sponsors always scroll here on the bottom. Got them linked on YouTube, and we'll get them on podcast. We'll say some good mornings here. A happy New Orleans Saints training camp day, y'all. Saints hit the practice field today in Metairie. Fired up for it. First opportunity to take a look at the Year 2, 2026 iteration of Kellen Moore's New Orleans Saints. Tyler Shough. If you missed Lance Moore on AFR yesterday, man, he was so good. And we talked about the trip out to San Diego where Lance lives. And so he joined Drew Brees and Tyler Shough and the receivers for those workouts, the player-led workouts. And he gushed about Tyler Shough. He said, he thought it would be Drew leading the whole thing. It wasn't. It was said Drew wasn't even there the first day. That it was that he went to a World Cup match. That it was Shough leading the whole thing. And it was really encouraging to hear guys of veteran, longtime veteran receiver like Lance Moore have that perspective on Shough. Very validating. Jordan Tyson was not out there, but I'll be fascinated to see today when they hit the practice field in San Diego. I'll be fascinated to see when they hit the practice field today how much Tyson does. Remember, they brought him along very slowly in rookie minicamp and OTAs and minicamp and all that stuff. So see how much Tyson does today. But it's less about today. It's more about getting to September for week 1 and being ready then. So we'll keep an eye on that. A lot of position battles I'm watching. Certainly running back. Is Kendre Miller going to make this team? A third-round pick a few years ago coming off the ACL. I will certainly be keeping an eye on linebacker. I think Danny Stutzman and Jalen Ford and Isaiah Stallbird are all making a push there where Caden Ellis is entrenched, but could Pete Werner potentially be an odd man out? I think Werner will certainly make the team this year, but is that a guy who maybe is playing his last year in New Orleans considering the youth behind him? That'll be interesting to see. Backup quarterback, Rattler, Zach Wilson, who's going to back up Tyler Shough? That's something we got to keep an eye on as well. So Saints training camp gets underway today. And something else I put there in the headline, if you missed it, I tweeted about it. In media, story about Lolo Jones. If you haven't heard, Lolo Jones, of course, multi-time Olympian both in the winter and the summer games. Summer as a hurdler, winter as a bobsledder. Is incredibly done investigative piece. Apparently, when Lola was training to make competing to earn a spot in this most recent Winter Olympics in bobsled, she was denied care by the USOPC, that's U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee, and it was serious. Like, she had three torn vertebrae. She had spinal fluid leaking. She had become incontinent. Like, she lost bladder control. Like, and they wouldn't give her. She paid for an MRI out of her own pocket. Like, had that back surgery. I mean, we've heard all the stuff about the USOPC over the years. I mean, the scandals at the Larry Nassar scandal. I mean, there's been, unfortunately, it's all too common. But this really hits home with a former LSU superstar who lives here in Baton Rouge. But I shared the link to that story if anyone's interested in reading it. It's a long read. I mean, it is a deep dive investigative piece. I mean, it probably took me 20, 25 minutes to read it. If you have interest, but putting that on your radar, because I have a feeling that's not going anywhere. Like, that's going to be a front and center major story moving forward. So, okay, we'll say some good mornings. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Hey, Brad, good morning. Ben, Kelly, Thomas, Rex, Jesse, good morning, everybody. Jacob, Scott, have a wonderful Tuesday. I got jealous of all my friends getting knee replacement. Decided to have mine done yesterday. Trying to become RoboCop. Titanium wrist, now a cobalt knee. Okay, man, I hope the recovery from it goes well. Hey, let me recommend, okay? I'm just throwing it out there. BPC 157. It's one of the peptides I tell you about often. Muscle and tissue repair. You want to accelerate recovery from your surgery? Inject BPC 157 locally, like in your knee. Get a cycle of it, inject it every day, and watch how quickly your recovery goes. BPC, Body Protection Compound 157. At least read into it. LSU Melly, good morning. SPC, good morning. I'm confused by Logan Schmidt. Can he make a good amount playing at LSU? Let's pretend he goes to class, lives a pretty decent life as an SC baseball player. So I understand from an LSU fan's perspective that mindset. Your thought is, and we talked about this on my Locked On LSU podcast. I think we talked about it yesterday here as well. The thought from an LSU perspective is, man, you get to come play at the box, great fans, compete in the SEC, potentially go to Omaha, win a championship. You're going to make NIL money, develop. Like, that's going to be the pitch for sure. And I was told Jay yesterday was in California with Logan Schmidt, like making his pitch yesterday. No, that should not come as any surprise to anybody. So Jay went from Pittsburgh for Curiel signing to California to go meet with Logan Schmidt. But you got to keep in mind, okay, for a kid that just turned 18, he just turned 18. 3 weeks ago, he was thinking, I'm about to have $3-4 million in my bank account, and I'm going to go be a pro baseball player. Done with school forever. And now you're going to tell him, hey, now you have to spend 3 years in college? Like, for an 18-year-old, that feels like an eternity. And there's also risks. What if he comes to school and gets hurt? What if he comes to school and doesn't pitch well? Look at Cam Johnson. Then all that value goes down. So you say, where's the lower risk? Well, the lower risk is going to JUCO for 1 year, pitching against a bunch. He's not going to increase his stock necessarily, but he's going to go out against a bunch of overmatched JUCO kids and take care of himself physically and go back in the draft. And in 12 months, he's back in the draft and probably is a multimillionaire many times over. The NIL opportunity at LSU, they could pay him, I'm sure they could give him six-figure deal, and over 3 years, maybe over the course of 3 years, maybe approaches 7 figures. I don't know that. I haven't seen what an NIL package would look like. I'm working on what they might be able to offer him. I have not yet gotten it, just candidly. But I, just knowing what I know about some of the other guys, what they might be able to a deal they could piece together for him. But that pales in comparison, to a roster bonus, a signing bonus if you're a top round pick of the draft. But then you'd also say, well, look at Skeens and Gage Jump and Cade Anderson, the money they made in the draft, and then also they're fast-tracked toward Anthony Einstein, and then they're fast-tracked toward the majors because they're more developed from pitching here. Like, that's the pitch. But I also understand for an 18-year-old, the mental block of being like, I don't want to go to school. I'm ready to go start my pro career. The idea of spending 3 years in school might be too much to overcome. Hey, Shelby, good morning. Devin, does school branding matter for NIL? Like, could the lowest valued brand get the same NIL valuation for this top-rated school brand? What do you mean? You got to be a little more specific there, Devin. I'm not exactly sure what you're asking. Ace bandages come off for the shower tomorrow. I'll get more pictures then. Have the same wonderful nurse had for the wrist. Great support doctors team. That's awesome, Scott. Hoping for a speedy recovery for you, man. Yo, Matt, what's going on, man? Does Parrish do French drains? I'm honestly not sure. My guess is probably. But I'm more than happy to ask if you send me a note. Matt, send me a note on my text line, and I'll get an answer for you, and I'll send it to you ASAP. Hey, Michael, good morning. JW, good morning. Have a great day. Hey, Tom, good morning. 35,000 feet flying over Natchez. Charlotte to Houston, and Houston to Natchez on our new United direct flight to Natchez. Okay. There you go. Watching Morning Scone from 35,000 feet. Love that. Jeffrey, Jay. Hey, Linda, good morning from Shreveport. If I missed it, did you find any info about Gabe Rutherford Go Tigers? I've not gotten an update on Gabe. Thank you for asking that. Are you asking like if he might be able to play this year? So, I mean, he suffered the ACL in spring. I could go back and get the exact date, but that would have been April. I mean, typically that's a 8 to 12 month recovery. So if I'm remembering correctly at the time of the injury, the thought was, as we reported it, and I'm not looking at my notes, forgive me, that's been a little bit, but I think the idea was that if LSU made the playoff, like he might be able to return late in the season, like around Thanksgiving, and then maybe be available for the playoffs. I think the question at that point is, is it worth it? Like, could he get back into football shape, and like, what could he actually give you? And then you look at, like, we don't know at this point who is developed, right? What if Lamar Brown's playing great and, Dylan Carpenter or, any of the young, Damian Shanklin? Like, what if you don't really need him per se? I think that's kind of the question. Hey, Kerry, good morning. Kevin, good morning. Tigers baseball. Do you remember the Business Life Advice podcast that you did like 2018, 2019? Tried to find it yesterday, but couldn't. But they deleted. So I did a podcast called Daily Scone. I don't know if they've been deleted, but it was more, I don't know that I would call it business or life. It was more like it was a media podcast, like giving advice for people interested in media. I asked y'all for topics, and I would just sort of riff on those. I think that should be posted. I mean, I don't know why it would not be. But it was called Daily Scone. Let me see. I don't know, man. I'm looking up in Apple. I don't see it. I don't see it. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe they get purged after a certain while. I really don't know. Antonio, good morning. Don Bradman was an Australian cricket. Y'all crazy. Stephen, good morning. Why doesn't the school or network use the Tiger Head logo full time rather than block letters? Branding, marketing 101 or 1001 at LSU. Branding absolutely matters, but the other thing also is licensing. So this actually happened in 2001 or 2002. You remember the Toonsis Tiger that everybody hated? Well, it was then that LSU did that logo and what they call the Go font, right? That they have the LSU that you see like on find the Go font. I mean, you've all seen it. It's like the LSU in the end zone, that font. So turn this off. So that font, right? That's the Go font. So they were able to trademark that font. And the problem that LSU had, and that's what they did, that's when they did this one too. The Hurricane Mike Tiger. This guy. Man. Like that guy. So they did those. It was 2002. And I remember they paid some firm like $250,000 or something like that to come up with it, that, the tunes to steal. Anyway, and they just got lambasted. They were awful. But the reason is because the logos LSU used that they'd used for years, the Sailor Mike logo, the tiger head on the helmet, those logos were like out of a clip art book. LSU did not own the rights. They didn't have those logos trademarked. So anybody could take that, put it on a shirt and sell or merchandise and sell it. So that's why LSU started using the Go font and then came up with their own logo. Well, everybody hated that logo. Well, what they've done subsequently now is they've redone the tiger head logo and trademarked it. So the tiger head, if you look at the helmet, look at the helmet from 25 years ago, and the tiger with the LSU, over like the what I'm talking about, the helmet logo. The tiger head then compared to the tiger head now is changed, which is what. So like if you look at the tiger head at center court at the PMAC, that's the officially licensed LSU logo. So they took the tiger head, changed. I think the law is if you change it like 20% or something like that, then you can trademark it. It could be yours. So that's why they did all that, so they could own the rights to that and sell their merch, that and not be promoting a logo that other people could use. Anyway, that's a long-winded answer, but I hope that's helpful. But yes, I mean, it's one of the reasons LSU uses LSU. What was interesting? So Wade Roos has this. You may have heard him say it with the transition from UNO to LSU New Orleans. 3 letters, 2 colors, 1 brand or 1 institution. I forget exactly how he says it. Well, Traders Green said the same thing in my interview with him on Radio Road Media Days. He talked about like he never considered leaving LSU. He's like, it's those 3 letters, the 2 colors, playing for LSU. It's interesting how that's becoming a positioning statement for LSU. Let's see. Hey, good morning, Brad. Do you edit Locked On when Drew comes in? It looks like he was walking in your office when it cut out. So what I do is when he's walking in the office, I pause it. And so then I wait for him to leave, and then I'll resume the recording. Now, if you're listening on podcast, you wouldn't know the difference. If you're watching, you would see, because you'd see Drew like walk in, then it cuts, and then he's out. But yeah, because like I'm not going to stop the show on Locked On because it's very regimented and hard time, like how we have to do that. So if he's coming in my office when I'm doing that, I have to pause it. Hey Ryan, good morning. Team Drew every day. Let's go, man. Thank you. Phil, good morning. Scott, good morning. Nolan News said Saints training camp starts tomorrow. Oh, they report today. Football's here. Saints report today. That counts. Who dat? Yes, it does. Steven, any word of Pete Jenkins is going to be a consultant on Kiffin's staff, or at least consult from Destin? I do not believe that's the case. I talked to Coach Pete. I wouldn't say pretty regularly, but he and I talk. And if he were coming here to work with LSU, I would know it. He does his spring and then his fall camp tour where he goes and consults with a lot of coaching staffs. I don't know if he was here to consult with LSU this year. He might have told me that. I forgot. I know he went to Auburn this year. Always goes to Georgia, Oregon with Dan Lanning. Let's see. Do you view other local media guys as competitors? Y'all seem to get along with each other really well. I don't. I hate the whole media wars thing. And years ago, that was certainly a thing in the industry. Was like, the TV stations competed against each other, the newspapers competed against each other, the radio hosts took shots at each other. Like, I just don't do any of that. I think a lot of those guys are friends. Guys and gals are friends. I believe, my own personal opinion, is there's enough abundance to where everybody can have success. I don't believe anyone's success comes at anyone else's expense. So if someone works hard and I respect the job they do, then we're A-okay. But I'll never understand media people like attacking other media people. It just, for what? I mean, like, the thing that I don't like, which you'll hear me say, is if I think someone does something irresponsibly, I won't. If someone has an opinion or a take on something, and that's that's fine. I'm not gonna like go after someone for their opinion on anything. It's more, who's the we talked about Jeff Goodman recently. Okay, like Jeff Goodman in this profanity-laced tirade going after Will Wade. But like, what I don't like about that is the hypocrisy, because you can't call out Will Wade and LSU and not point the finger at everybody doing the same thing. So, like, that's my problem. I hope that makes sense. Did you see Florida hired Greg McMahon as special teams coach? I did. We talked about it yesterday on AFR. So they hired him as like a special teams consultant. He's not their coordinator. He's just like a analyst, consultant, whatever. But yes, one of the big mistakes Brian Kelly made was not retaining Greg McMahon. Hey, Steven, enjoying the Auburn crossover? The state one was cringy, but cute, trying to legitimize them. Is Locked On pressuring you to do more crossovers? No. If the other hosts ask me to, I'll generally do it. So Jaron, the Mississippi State host I've never met, and asked me if I would do one. So sure. And then while we were at Media Days, Zach at Auburn asked me if I wanted to do one. So I said, sure. They don't pressure us to do anything. But if those guys want to do a crossover, I mean, and my thought is, okay, like if you want to watch it, cool. And or listen, cool. If not, that's okay. Hey, Carrie. Yeah, talking about the Lolo Jones piece. Let me link the Lolo Jones piece here. For those who haven't seen it yet. I'm telling you, it's a long read. I mean, it's crazy because she was sharing on social for a while, like that she had back surgery and that, and that she had been banned from the Olympic training facility. And like she shared some of that, but then she went dark on social for a long time. And then when I tweeted this link, she quote tweeted me. And I've talked to Lolo before. I can't say that we're like best friends, but I know Lolo. But I had no idea to this degree. I mean, like, anyway, so it's legitimately insane. To read through this thing, and it runs through how she got like basically Lolo with a broken back and being refused treatment still went to qualifiers. And I guess it's different in bobsled because it's not just like in track and field, like sprint, whoever's the fastest goes, which you would think would be the case in bobsled. But they choose who makes the team. and they chose someone over her who didn't have as good a times as Lolo. And she did that with tears in 3 vertebrae, spinal fluid leaking. Like they described, like she was incontinent, like she lost control of her bladder. Like she's standing there talking to like trainers and USOPC people, and she's like urinating on herself. And like they didn't give her treatment. It is like how, like I can't even imagine like a world-class athlete like losing control of her bladder right in front of you, and then you're like, oh no, that's you're good. Like what? Anyway, it's in the piece. I mean, they go through all the and this isn't like opinion or like they have the records. I mean, this stuff is public record. I'm telling you, like this, whether you're deeply interested or not, I'm just telling you, like, be prepared, because this story is going to become one of those like front page Olympic scandal stories. Like it is stunning to read through this. And look, if nothing else, if you're on Facebook or Twitter, whatever, go find my post and share it. Like get some more attention around this, because it doesn't seem like mainstream media has picked up this story. They will, but like and clearly Lolo wants it out there, because like she went and quote tweeted me and all that stuff. But my tweet already has, I looked at it this morning, like 209,000 impressions on it already. It's at 244,000 impressions. My tweet, and the Facebook post, I'm sure is gonna pop off too. But I mean, it really is crazy. Crazy. Morning, Matt. When does LSU start practice? They begin practice. They report Tuesday and start next Wednesday, the 5th. Jacob, love both locked on yesterday, especially the Auburn one. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Where do I get? So, Scott, you can. I can't remember. You told me where you live. But so, and it's BPC, Body Protection Compound 157, BPC 157. There's probably a men's clinic near you. You can buy it online. If you're in Louisiana, of course, Goodwood is my sponsor, and they have peptides. That's where I get my BPC 157. So, and they might be able to ship it to you if you call them. So maybe that would be my recommendation, to start there. It's Goodwood at Baton Rouge. They're my sponsor, and they're great. Like that's who I get it from. So, and obviously they're getting it from a reputable lab. So, don't you think that cutout of CJ in your office would make a great statue? Yeah, I do. Hey, Tom. Okay, Tom read that one already. When is Skeens a free agent? I don't think he's a free agent until 29 or 30. Baseball contracts are weird. Hey, Johnny, good morning. Swade, with teams chasing the superstar QB1, do you think younger QBs like Shough are on shorter leashes, or can be allowed to grow and develop? Oh, I absolutely think they'll give Shough time. I mean, they think they've got their guy. But this year should be revealing, right? Because you went and gave him, you got David Edwards, you've got Eric McCoy back healthy. You drafted your bookend tackles. You went and paid HN $54 million. You drafted Jordan Tyson. I mean, you went and got Oscar Delp in the draft. Like, you gave him the toys around him to maximize. So, like, you won't have the excuse this year of, yeah, well, he doesn't have the he's throwing to Kevin Austin. I mean, it's you got dudes around him this year. Hey, Jeff, good morning. Amy, good morning. Rick, good morning. Linda, yeah, okay. Tony, Lowell, good morning, y'all. Jack, good morning. Garland, good morning. If a woodchuck could chuck wood, what type of wood do you think he would chuck? Looking forward to your insight. Thanks in advance. If a woodchuck could chuck wood, I think he would probably chuck whatever wood that he was chewing. And I would think that would probably be like a healthy, hardy tree, or maybe something like a pine, because it feels like that might be easier. But then again, it depends on regionality, where the woodchuck is from. So let me go with a maple tree. Bailey, it's funny to hear the reverence you have for Saban. I don't share that because I'm 28. I don't have any recollection of him at LSU. I will always be grateful for Nick Saban, because Bailey, the understanding you have of LSU football at 28 years old, being a contender, like, that only exists because Nick lit the fuse. He built it. And everyone since has capitalized on what he built. It was incredible, man. I mean, my years at LSU were Nick Saban's years as the coach. It was incredible. Hey, Brian, good morning. I do respect Saban, absolutely. Crazy Cajun, good morning. My wife and I are coming to Baton Rouge in September for our anniversary. We're here talking great things about the Supper Club. What is the dress code? Can't wait for my parish hat. Yes, sir. So dress code for Supper Club. You can wear, so collared shirt really is the minimum. I love to throw on a dress shirt and a sport coat. I've done sport coat and jeans before. If you want to do, just a collared shirt and slacks, you can do that. You don't have to wear a jacket. I just like to put on a jacket. I mean, Terrio got on me years ago about dressing like a slob. So I've tried to dress better. So I've gotten, a handful of sport coats to mix and match with different things. Sometimes I'll go sport coat and jeans. Sometimes I'll go sport coat and slacks. I do not own a suit. But I have, I don't know, maybe 8 or 10 sport coats now. So different colors and styles. So I like to wear them. But you don't have to. Like, I'm in a collared shirt and khakis. Like, I could go in a Supper Club like this comfortably. Tiger Diver, good morning. Great crossover with the Auburn guy. Also, the doctors for Lolo need to be sued for malpractice. Loss of bladder control is a huge red flag. I have a feeling there will absolutely be a lawsuit. How could there not be? I mean, if nothing else, Lolo details like being locked out of the training facility and like spending 6 figures of her own money for medical care and exams, evaluations, training, all that sort of stuff, like while trying to make the Olympic team. I mean, bad. Let's see. Real Young Citrus, good morning. As a Broncos fan, first time in a while, I'll watch preseason with guys like Jonah Coleman, Justin Tolley, Torian York, and more coming in. Hey, Ron, good morning. Hope you and the family are doing great. Thanks, Ron. Same to you and yours. Adam, good morning. Have an awesome day. Bubba. David, what's your initial thoughts on how Joe Brady will do as the Bills head coach? I'm going to be fascinated, David. I think the rapport that he has with Josh Allen is huge, naturally. The really interesting thing about Joe Brady is he has such like an everyman demeanor. I was talking to Rivers, Huey, who works with us. She and her family went to their beach vacation, and they were staying at the same place where Joe Brady and his family have a house. So Joe and his wife, they have small kids. And they saw each other. And so when Joe was the coach here, like he would go on OTB, and when Rivers was producing, so they know each other. And she's like, man, he just is like an NFL head coach, just bebopping around like anybody else, just a regular old dude. I mean, he's just very unassuming. I think that will probably serve him well. I think the most impressive thing, I've said this about Brady even before he got this, when he was the OC, the most impressive thing about when Ken Dorsey got fired and Brady got promoted, because remember, he was on staff like as quarterbacks coach or something, and then got promoted to OC when Dorsey got fired. What he did immediately was run the football. And that completely flipped the Buffalo offense. So his ability as a guy who was a receiver and is sort of known for these like novel passing concepts to run the football, I think showed a lot of humility and versatility. So I wish well for him, man. I I'm really surprised they fired Sean McDermott. I mean, the Bills have been so irrelevant for so long, and McDermott got him right on the doorstep. He just in the AFC with Patrick Mahomes, But yeah, I'm hopeful for Brady. Hope he does well. Hey, Dad. Good morning. Thank you, Linda. Sylvain, do we know if the LSU jersey patch deal was in the neighborhood of Ohio State's $15 million deal? As I understand it, so Ohio State did a $15 million jersey patch deal with Chase Bank. LSU, and it was for 30. Ohio State's also was for 36 sports. LSU does not sanction 36 sports, but LSU's was an all-sport deal, so it was not as much as the 15 million per. LSU has 21. So LSU has 21 sports, 9 men's teams, 12 women's teams. So LSU did the jersey patch deal with Woodside for every sport, but it's 21 sports, whereas Ohio State is 36. So that's why their deal was a little bit more. Tiger Poppy, good morning. Oh, sorry, did that one. Hey, Darren, good morning. Agree 100%. Saban deserves a lot of credit. I'm older than you. Started my LSU fandom with Charlie Mack. Remember as a kid hearing about the Bo Ryan tragedy. Yeah, I don't remember Bo Ryan. I mean, that was 1980. I was born in 82. And obviously Coach Stovall was the coach in 82. My first memories were my first actual memories were the 6 straight losing seasons starting in 89. Like I had the Hodson for Heisman poster in my room. I was 7, 8 years old at that time. And then obviously the Curley years were brutal. The Vanderbilt game in 90 when Todd Kinchin got called for the offensive pass interference. Remember being in Tiger Stadium in 92 with my dad when they got blown out by Tennessee. Texas A&M in 94 and I was at the Southern Miss game in 94 when they lost to USM. And then some great memories with DiNardo when they finally started being good. Bring back the magic, the 12-6 game against Auburn in 95, the Independence Bowl in 95. Was in Tiger Stadium in 95 when they beat Arkansas 28-0. 28-0. It was the regular season finale. Arkansas won the West that year, but LSU blanked them. Gabe Northern had a monster game. 96 was in the Tiger Stadium for Houston. Kevin Falk's heroics, the punt return to start the fourth quarter. Some great memories. 98 was miserable. Preseason top 10. I think they were preseason number 8 in the country. And they just kept losing close games. Lou Tepper, drop linebacker, Thomas Dunson, just such a bummer. I mean, Herb Tyler, Booger, Todd McClure, Kevin Falk, all in that 98 team. And they just kept losing close games all year. They lost to Georgia 28-27. Quincy Carter was a freshman. They lost to Tim Couch in Kentucky 41-38, something 37-34, something like that. Late field goal. Close one to Bama. No bueno. Let's see. I'm hopeful our high-octane offense under Kiffin will allow Baker's defense to flourish. Hope so. I mean, I think one of the things that sometimes you see with fast-paced offenses is the defense ends up on the field more, so you give up more yards and points because you're on the field for more plays because your offense goes fast. But that's okay if you're complementing an explosive offense like the 2019 LSU team. Like that 2019 LSU defense, I think ranked 59th nationally in total defense. But there were times when they needed to be awesome, they were awesome. But sometimes you're just on the field a bunch. Dave Clark, what's the latest on Easton Royal? Going to ask Shay Dixon that today when he's with us on AFR. Okay, let's wrap this thing up. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Before we go, lest we forget.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish built. Parish built. Parish built. From your hometown. ParishBuilt.com.
Okay, Parish Construction Roofing. Hey, remember, Brock, Rock, and Wine is coming up this Saturday in Tiger Stadium. Get your tickets at brortho.com, brortho.com. Parish Construction and Roofing, Unique Physique, Unique Aesthetics and Wellness.com. That's your GLP-1s. They have hormone replacement therapy for women at Unique Aesthetics and Wellness. Ladies, get your hormone levels checked, please. Take care of yourself. And where is that's weird. And the bar went. Weird. That's not at all what I wanted. Anyway, sorry, I'm trying to scroll up to my logo. Anyway, Bocock Brothers Premium Cigars, FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake, Championship Health Partner of LSU Athletics, Our Lady of the Lake and LSU. Together, we roar. Okay, y'all have an awesome day. Locked on LSU is live. AFR 3. See you. Peace.